Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday, July 7th. Just going to run through the morning charts of gold and the S&P. We've got the Kiko overlay chart. Yesterday I mentioned it looked like we were heading into a reverse, a mini head and shoulders, and I pointed it out in the morning, and the neckline ended up coming somewhere across here, and there was a pause, and then just briefly after I posted the video, we did see the follow through on the breakdown. Now yesterday's price action is actually looking pretty bearish. It's drifted up and after the drop, so it's more like a bear flag. Heavy volume selling. We saw a bear flag, and now it's starting to roll over and it's heading lower. And just if we compare these prices with just moving forward here, we had 3 days ago price moved down. Yesterday we saw the price move down. We're seeing the price move down again today, and going forward I think we might see more of a drop. I did mention yesterday that we could see gold drop another $5 or $8, possibly a little bit more. And I'll just pull up, here's the daily chart. This was the right in here is where the mini head and shoulders was forming on the intraday basis. Of course, this is the daily chart, and I pretty much picture the price of gold dropping somewhere at this key support level, and somewhere between 1180, I'm really thinking 1170 or 1160 area, somewhere right in here. Not sure if it's going to maybe break that low and do a sharp sell-off or not, but I think we're coming down into a pretty good support zone here. And of course this was a bear flag, and measured move would bring us right back down into this level, because a flag usually marks the halfway point. So that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing downward pressure still on gold. If we take a look at the 60-minute chart, you can see this was the mini head and shoulders. This was a shoulder, the head, shoulder, and we had the breakdown yesterday. And this kind of price action here, this is like a bear flag, and then it broke the low, and now it's kind of grinding lower. This grind lower, it means I feel as though we're getting near the end of the move. We might see actually a nice pop soon, but I'm hoping we're going to get just the price will just start to erode enough that people are going to panic, and it's going to sell right down into 1175, 1170 area. And if we see heavy volume on that, we might actually look to buy, and it should put us right into a deep support level for actually a pretty good swing trade, I think. So that's what I'm looking for in gold. As for the SP 500, if we take a look at I've added a few things to the chart, which is going to make things easier once everybody has it set up on their chart. I've got some of these moving averages that I've put on in the and some bands here, and more or less, let me just zoom in here. What we see here are two moving averages. They're both the same. They're both 40 period moving average. This is the 60-minute chart of the SP futures. Pretty much when the green line is below the red dotted line, the green line is based on the closing price of the candles. The red line is based on the opening price, and if the green line is below the red line, it means there's continuous selling, and the candles are on average closing more bearish, even though they're the same moving average. One's based on the opening and the closing, so this kind of tells us if it's becoming more bullish or bearish. And if we look at, we've seen it's been bearish from that breakdown, and now it's starting to round. And if we zoom in, we can see yesterday pre-market we saw a big rally, and it flipped the green moving average up, and now we're trading. Nice kind of bull flag here. We'll have to see what happens. The market is very oversold, and it looks like it's ready to go up. But on the I'll show you another chart in a second, but we're going to have to see what happens. I think the market's trying to bottom today. We might see one more little dip back down, or we might see some sideways action. I'm not sure what we're going to have today, but I think we're on the edge of the market putting in a small bottom here before we get a bounce. But I want to just show the difference. This is a 40 period moving average on these charts. This is the futures, and because it runs between 24 hours, you have to use different averages than you do with the ETF charts. So if we look at the SPY ETF, I end up using almost half the moving average, use a 21 based on the close and the opening, and we get similar price action. Yesterday we saw the big gap open and it sold down. We still have our moving average. It's still bearish price action right now. It looks like if today we get some move up and get some positive candles, we'll probably see a cross, and that should shift the momentum, and we should see some pretty good short covering come in once we break the 11 or the 104, 105 area. We should get some pretty good momentum in short covering in the overall market, and that should really send the index up. So it looks like we're trying to bottom. Futures are talking kind of ahead of this, because this is based, this SP500 ETF is based on 9/30 to 4, so it's not trading, it doesn't grab the pre after hours market, but the futures is already crossed up in and because it's trading through the night. So we do have one early buy signal, not a buy signal but a bullish signal on futures, and the ETF will lag several hours. Once the market opens, we'll need a few hours to cross, and once we see that cross, we're going to look for a pullback, and then we'll be looking for a buy signal. So that's what I see there. As for the market internals, the advanced decline line on the NYSE, it is trading neutral, more or less. Here's this gray line is the halfway mark, and of course yesterday it opened up way overbought, and then it sold all the way down, and now we're sitting at the halfway mark. In a bull market, we usually see the advanced decline line trading in this upper range, and then in a downtrend we'll end up seeing it trade and bounce more below the midpoint and be oversold. So things are looking more bullish. We're sitting right at the support level here. Hopefully we see some sideways action on light volume, and possibly get a setup to go long. So that's what I see for the markets, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye bye.